Hello, we are back. We are on episode 4. And we have a very, 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 very special episode today. We've got our mate. We got our mate in house. So this is going to be very, very interesting. So I'm going to give her like a proper intro. Audrey, drop in as you like.
Yeah.
Because you know how it goes. So we have got the amazing, the woman with the sickest voice in the nation, on radio, on your voiceovers. We have our good friend, mummy extraordinaire, Nadia Jae.
Yeah, I feel like anything I do, Nadia's going to be involved.
Oh, no,
absolutely.
1 thing for certain, 2 things for certain.
Same with her. Like, I've been on your radio show bare times. Like, it's just what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one is extra special because, you know, as per Aisha's amazing introduction, you're all of those things. Of course, we know that. But we very rarely get to hear about your motherhood journey. Obviously, we see you and my gorgeous nephew Kai all the time. Like, we see you guys on socials and your amazing relationship. But we don't really know the tea on like how it came to be. And I think people are probably confused that they see this great, big, tall, gorgeous boy and then this petite 20-something looking year old woman, and they're just like, the math ain't mathing.
That's all like when I'm on TikTok, that's all I see in the comments. Like, sorry, who's mum?
who?
Exactly.
Like, who is mum? Who is, what do you mean mum? Like,
That is my sibling child.
No, but Nadia's been there for like, I know you through Audrey, and I think the first time we proper really connected was at Audrey's hen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Guys, that was like
Which
nearly
was
10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was nearly 10 years
Crazy.
ago, yeah. When all those girls got together that hardly knew each other. And yeah, I remember you was a mum then, and the rest of us weren't like parents or anything. And do you know what stuck out to me? When I was on my way here, I was thinking about, like, what are we going to talk about? But I was like, it's going to like flow anyway.
Yeah.
But then I remember, I was like, when we was at Vegas, there was things that we wanted to do or was like easily doing. And Nadia was like, guys, I've got a kid at home. Guys, I've got a kid at home. And it was probably like, okay. But now it's like,
I get it.
I've got a kid at home.
I have no shame. Like, I would be telling people, I almost didn't come Vegas. I literally almost didn't come. I remember saying to Audrey, I was like, if I don't get paid from a particular job, I can't come. Because I remember it was half term.
Yeah. Which makes it a bit more expensive.
I've been released from that boy. But I remember and I was thinking, if I don't get that money, I can't do half term for him and do Vegas. And then the money came through, thank God.
Thank God.
I ain't got no shame when it comes to stuff like
that. No, and you know what? Now that I'm a mum, I get it. Because I feel like back then, like with any of my friends that have had children, I don't think I was ever like judgmental, like, oh, like, just, all right, you're a mum, I get it. But now that I'm a mum, I'm like, no, actually, you probably were. Because now when I say it, I'm like, I remember when I used to say, when someone would say it to me before, and I'd be like, oh yeah, but can't you just like get a babysitter or something? Do you get what I mean? But it's not like you're trying to be nasty. You're just thinking like, oh, can't you just get a babysitter? You've got family. Exactly. You know what I mean? But it's not like that. When you have your child, you have your child.
And mum guilt plays a part as well. So like, there's just so many. I mean, honestly, I could write a book. Like, I can't believe I've done 19 years.
No, you smashed.
Like, I got up the other day, I was in bed and I was like, oh my God, I just had a moment. And I ran into Kai's room because he's one of the youngest in his year. And I was like, are your besties turning 20 this year? And he was like, yes. And I just froze because I had him at 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, how did we get here?
Like, where the hell
did the time go?
Where the hell has the time gone? Because that is like something that we wanted to talk to you about, just like your whole, like your journey, because it is crazy to think that you've been parenting for that long. And like, I feel like one of the things that I admire, amongst many things that I admire about you, but one of the things I admire about you is like your tenacity and like the things that you've gone through. Because Nadia has grafted, and I said it many times in the receipts, like Nadia is like one of the hardest working people I know. You really grinded. And like, just for those that don't know our history, Nadia, we go back nearly 20 years now.
Yeah, maybe even more now. We met at university, and I remember I was just talking to some people and they were like, have you met Nadia? And I must have just been chatting and they were like, have you met Nadia? And I was like, no. They were like, no, you need to meet her. Like, you guys and they were saying the same thing to me.
Yeah, they were like, you guys would just really get on. Like, you're very similar in personalities. And then we stumbled across each other and then you can't get rid of me now. Like, you know what I mean? We're stuck like glue. And I remember when you told me you were pregnant with Kai, which is crazy because I remember the day so vividly. You were wearing an Adidas tracksuit.
Of course.
Some things never change. You were wearing an Adidas tracksuit, and it didn't even occur to me like that. You just didn't even occur to me. And then you were like, "I'm pregnant," and I was like, "Oh my!"
Of course, I said it.
And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I remember at 20, because even now, sometimes when I hear someone's pregnant, I'm like, "Oh my God!" But I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like they're 35.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh no, that's not a teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just being like, oh my God, like what's the plan?
What
Like,
do?
what are you gonna do? Do you know what I mean? Because 20 is young.
Yeah.
Do you
And
know
I
what
was
mean?
19 when I was pregnant.
Yeah,
I had him at 20.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't know what I was doing.
Mm.
To this day, I'm just like, was you all right? Like, why was you just casually going to uni with your bump? Like, and it's so mad because of all the boyfriends I'd had, to be pregnant for that one was random because I'd only known Kai's dad for like 3 or 4 months.
Mm.
And it was like, so I'd met Audrey at Brunel and we had a tam.
Sure.
Like I was going like ACS meetings in my belly top. Like we was just them girls.
Yeah.
Like, and then I left, went to university. Well, I think it's University of Beds now. It used to be called Luton, but
Oh, yeah.
and literally met Kai's dad, and within 4 months I got pregnant.
Crazy.
And I was like, and I remember I need everyone to know, I took 3 tests. I took 2 tests and they both said negative.
Oh.
So I was just like, all right, fine, my period's late. I also had a fake period as well.
Oh my God.
I had a phantom period. And that's how I know God was like, we need to keep this child under wraps because if she finds out, she's going to ruin everything.
Yep.
So by the time I actually found out, I was 17 weeks gone.
Wow.
That is way too far.
Yeah, that is a lot of weeks.
My stomach, my belly button had popped out. I don't have an out, you have it in it. And I was like, nah, this doesn't feel right. And my jeans were getting bigger. And
What is the cutoff for abortions?
I want to say
I feel like
20
it's. I
weeks?
think it's 20. I feel like it's 24 even.
It might have gone up by
yeah,
now.
I might be wrong. I feel like it's 24.
In my mind, I'm like, if I hit 12 weeks, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Exactly.
16 weeks
Yeah.
gone.
16 weeks, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking, when is it? Because for me, I would have exactly thought like you, like, well, we're in it
Having
now.
a baby.
Yeah.
We're having a baby.
Because
Yeah.
it was, and I remember going to the clinic and I was just like, let me see how I feel. And I got in there and I felt horrible. I was like, I can't do this. No.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, I like talking about my business anyway. And the good thing is I'm on this platform. I don't want to do this anywhere else.
This is
Yeah.
safe.
So I remember being pregnant. So I got pregnant at 17, 18, and then 19.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being like, God, I feel like I've only got 3 pregnancies in me, you know? And Kai B was being my third.
Okay, yeah.
And I had an abortion, and you know, I'm really lucky because my mum's super liberal. So I told her about the first 2,
That's
and she'd come with me
amazing.
to the second one. And she said to me, do this again, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this with you. Like,
There's so much support a mum can give.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
that's so dope
So
that
lucky.
she came with you, man.
so lucky.
Do you know what? My mum came, and like, this is actually an exclusive. I've never shared that
Not the exclusive.
determination before. And my first one, my mum, I told my mum when my mum came.
Yeah.
My mum took me.
Oh, I
think it's
so
Yeah,
nice.
my mum actually took me, and not to cut you, sorry,
No,
but it
it's
just
fine.
triggered a memory. So basically, I remember.
No, that's so sick. We can't scoot over the fact
let's
that
go
your-
over the, yeah.
that your
Yeah.
mums went with you, because
Yeah.
even today at our ages, some of our
people can't,
friends,
they
people
can't
cannot tell their
mums,
parents.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and I
they
was
can't.
like, I don't know. I was young. I was like 20, early 20s.
Mm.
And I remember I was working at my local newspaper and I loved it. I was so excited. It was like my first journalism job, and I felt really ill. And I was like, no, something just doesn't feel right. Like, let me take a pregnancy test. And it came back positive. But at the time, I genuinely had gastric flu at the same time.
Oh.
So I'd been ill and I'd been off work. And then I think it'd been like over a week and I was still feeling nauseous, because everybody knows I have like terrible nausea and like morning sickness and stuff like that. So I had it bad. Like, I could not stop throwing up. And I remember my mum came in the room and she was like, something ain't right. She was like, she was like, she was like, this has gone beyond the point of gastric flu symptoms. Like, what is going on? And then I just remember my mum was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, and then she was like, Audrey, are you sure? Are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And I told her. And then at first she was just like, so first of all, she wanted to know who the dad was.
Sadly.
And then I was like, well, you know, it's an ex. And then she was like, okay, do you want to go through with this pregnancy? And I was like, mm-mm.
That's so nice that she even asked you.
I was like, she was pissed though, don't get twisted. She was like, you don't want to go through with it? And then I was like, no. And then she was like, okay, cool. So then she actually took me through the steps because I'd had friends that had had terminations and I was getting information based on the borough that they lived in.
Sad news.
Do you know what I mean? So one person that lived in North was like, oh my God, you're going to have to wait for like a month to get an appointment.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Someone else that lived in the borough of, I don't know, Lambeth or whatever was like, no, you can go tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, I was like information overload. So then my mum took me and my mum was just like, we're going to go and we're going to fight. And she took me and she was there with me and she went throughout the whole process. She went with me throughout the whole process. But also, as soon as she found out that it was no longer gastric fluid, it was pregnancy, she was like, oh yeah, get up. She stopped looking after me, like, she was making me breakfast, she was bringing me food, blah, blah, blah. The minute she found out that it was not gastric fluid anymore, she was like, get up. She was like, you need to go to work. You're not going to lose this journalism job. Go to work. And I was like, but anyway, sorry. So
no, but you're right. It's beautiful that we both have mums that did do that. Especially back then. We're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And I think it's important. And I don't have a daughter, but like I would like that to be the case with my nieces or like you and I are. Like it's important. Even with Kai, like I want him to be able to talk to me like that. So I say all that to say that, let me go back to what I was actually trying to say is that I remember when I got pregnant with Kai, I was like, I don't know if I've got any more babies left. And that's a real thing, you know? Like I was like, I think this is it. And to this day, guys, I've never been pregnant again.
Crazy.
And I'm outside. I have never been pregnant again. Not even so much as a scare. Like I knew it was my one and done.
Do you think do you think that's been an intentional thing though, to not get pregnant?
No, I should be pregnant. I should always, I'm not someone that's like, even with Kai, obviously I wasn't being safe when I was having Kai in the first place. Yeah. And it's not that I'm not frivolous with my sexual partners. It's just that I know them, we test. Yeah. And I've had a lot of unprotected sex. So in my head, I was like, rah, what? No more. No, I'm done. Yeah. So I say that to say that did also make me think I need to keep the child. I've spoken about this before where I was like, I went to uni and I prayed about it. And then I saw this van that said it said peak on the back. And then I went to uni and wrote the words down and it was like keep. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, God is talking to me. And he was like big man. Exactly. And then I say that to say I want to go back to mums. My mum was pissed when I told her. I want everyone to be guided. There was no part of her that was happy. My mum was 42? Yeah. Pissed, chain smoking pissed. Yeah. She just sat there and chain smoked. I was at uni. Grandma. So she was like, my dad on the other hand was like, oh, of all the blessings to come from sex, this is the best one.
But your dad's like so nice.
He's so paternal.
He's like the nicest person.
He couldn't wait. He was so excited. And my mum was like, are you all right? And he was like, at least it's not a disease. And so yeah.
You know what? It's silver lining.
Yeah, exactly.
Silver lining.
I think my mum and dad knew I'm not an idiot. Yeah. I'm going to look after this year. Like, don't get me wrong, I was frivolous. Like I would go to I went to like 3 different unis. I was all over the gaff. And I actually think Kai saved me because I don't know where, first of all, I would not be in the UK. I'd be living under someone's house. I'd probably be the third wife of someone. I was so all over the gaff. I'm all over the gaff now. So I needed the grounding. Yeah. Like definitely. And then it was a bit easier because I had other friends that had kids young too. Yeah. So I had my Audrey's group that didn't have no kids. And then I was really lucky. Like I would scoot Kai to Audrey's house for the weekend. Yeah, literally. Like me and Auntie Andrew would let us come and stay over the weekend. Same as my other friend Annabelle. Like I was really lucky that I made it so normal. Yeah. Like you said, we were in Vegas. I was like, guys, I can't do that. Sorry. Yeah. It was just like, I'm black, I'm a woman, I've got a kid. Yeah. Those are my like non-negotiables. Yeah. And then, and I think obviously I'm one of maybe like the thing is, I know a lot of people that have had kids later on in life that still have the same situation as me where they're not with the dads. Dads are present, omnipresent, not quite in between. And I'm like, this story needs to get old quickly. Like I need men to I've already told my brothers, I've told Kai, it's marriage. If you don't want to marry her, why are we having kids? You can get divorced. You can't divorce your child. Yeah. You cannot. This is lifelong. What are you doing? He's like, yeah, for real, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, please do.
Yeah. And even if you don't get married, please, if it happens, just be part of your child's life.
Just be present at the very
But if you have the intention as a man to intentionally want to marry the woman, because unfortunately,
some men are not naturally paternal and they will relate your relationship to your child with the mother.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to marry that woman, you don't be having kids with her.
Yeah.
It really is that simple.
Or just don't sleep with her unprotected, because I don't understand, why are we having unprotected... Not only can you have a child, but HIV is on the rise.
Rife.
It is so rife, and I just don't understand it. Like, why, guys, come on, let's...
I just want my boys to be bougie. Like Kai's pretty, he's very picky. Stay that way.
Exactly. Be picky of who you lay down with.
Please.
Because everyone you lay down with can potentially be the mother of your child.
And that's what I want, the fear in his backbone. Like I want it to be like, Rob, what if she gets pregnant?
Yeah.
Just like a woman would have that.
Yeah.
And not to say, and the reason I say that more so for men is because you don't have the autonomy over the woman's body. The woman literally can be like, I'm having this kid, whether you like it or
The
not.
choice isn't on them.
Exactly. The choice goes out of the window
Once
at
she's
the point
pregnant.
of conception.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, it will just be ultimately be the woman's choice. And I totally agree. But I just want to take it back a little bit because I've known you so long and I've known you now more years being a mum than not.
I know.
Crazy.
So I don't actually know the history and the sort of like genesis of like what motherhood looked like for you before. Because I've just known you as a mum. Do you know what I mean? So when I knew you for like 2 years and then you got pregnant. It's
crazy.
So and obviously we're young, we're in uni. We weren't having discussions about, we never talked about it. Like it was just never a thing. When you were a little girl, did you want to be a mum? Was motherhood something that was on the cards for you? Like, what were your thoughts and feelings towards motherhood just in general?
I feel like I took it for granted. I was just like, I'll be a mum.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be.
Yeah.
But also, I think I really wanted 3 boys to begin with. I had one, I said, Lord.
Imagine your house with 3 of them.
That house. No, too much testosterone. So I remember wanting to have boys. But I remember being a kid and like writing down kids' names and being like, this is my baby's names. And being silly. But I never took it seriously. I didn't take anything seriously, if I'm honest with you guys. I got to uni because my friend Tanya, bless her soul, reminded me I needed to apply. So I was like, oh, are we all doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I ended up at Brunel. God knows how I passed all my GCSE.
That's a good uni to get into.
It's a great uni.
Yeah, it was a very good uni.
I was smart though. I was just very scatterbrained and I still am. Like I just dancing and this
now
and that.
We know it's ADHD.
Now we know it's caps lock ADHD. But back then it was just, she's just creative.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of dance and I was all over the gaff and I don't think I sat down and really looked at what life should look like. Past Brunel, I didn't have no plans.
Okay.
I was just like here for a fun time. And I really was. I just had a kid and just had fun.
So when you had Kai, what did you think? Like when you were pregnant and you was probably thinking about, oh my God, I'm a mum now. Like, how did you envision your life as a mum, I guess?
Do you know what's really funny? And you talk about the matriarchy in your family as well. So my nan, God rest her soul, and my granddad, money, well-to-do, great relationship. But my granddad died when my mum was 5. So my mum saw a single parent. So then my mum adhered to that level of single parenthood with me. Because my gran was like, this woman was so well-to-do. Like she would come to London to buy matching cigarettes to go with the outfit. Like my nan was a fly girl with the money as well. So then my mum became that. Even though she's been with my stepdad since I was 4, that's what I saw. So I was like, oh, my mum's got like shoulder pads and like cutesy outfits and she's that girl and it's just me and her. And my real dad was in my life, but very wishy-washy and we didn't really get on. We had a bit of like a personality clash. And then my stepdad was brilliant. So I always thought, well, of course you can do it on your own.
Okay.
Because my nan did it with money and her husband. My mum did it with a boyfriend, and technically my dad wasn't her husband. And no one was upset. No one died. So I just thought, I'm just going to have a baby and he's not that bothered. That's fine.
Did you know that he was Kai's dad?
Yeah.
From the beginning, was it like, we're not together?
No, he was my boyfriend.
Okay.
So he was my boyfriend. And I remember, because it was so quick though, so we met, we got together, we got pregnant.
Isn't it so mad that your boyfriend, somebody that you're with, you get pregnant and then they can do a free Ross Clark 60.
And I know women that have had boyfriends for years.
That's me.
And the men have done
it still happens, yeah.
Me.
You could be married, you could be married. You just never know.
It blows my mind.
It's just if they've got that thing in them, they've got that thing in them.
But what is that thing? Can we remove it?
Hello.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That?
It blows my mind.
And I think the only reason it didn't hurt me per se is because first of all, I actually remember, a couple of my exes were like almost pissed it wasn't their child. And I was like an idiot. Freaking picky. Like an idiot. I remember being like, babe, it's not yours. Like, and I'm not that person. I'm not finna lie to you about a baby. Like, this is my new boyfriend's baby. And then he was wishy-washy. It was like, all right, we'll do this. But also, as I've got older, I'm realizing that was a 19-year-old kid. Do you know what I mean? That was someone's baby. And then he made up that little lie where he was like, I'm going to go America and live there. And I was like, you're still going to be someone's dad. So it's not going to work.
You could be in Timbuktu.
You could be anywhere. Clearly he didn't tell his parents. He was scared, very strict African household, come to uni to like flex a little bit and then got someone pregnant. So not that I'm making any excuses for him, but we weren't like together long enough for it to really affect me. So, and I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I knew straight away, I was like, oh no, I'm not the problem here because I told you, I asked you to come with me for a termination. God forbid now though.
Yeah.
Imagine. So I gave him that opportunity and he said he'll come with me. He never came. And then he kind of tried to ghost me and everyone gave him a flogging at uni boy. It was fantastic. Big up, Luke. You know.
That's when we were a country, man.
That's
we were a country. We need to go back to universal flogging, man.
Community, man.
Yeah. There was no getting away with it.
No,
all my friends from then were like, So as soon as I had Kai, I was going back to Luton. He couldn't walk with his head held high. It was very embarrassing.
No, sorry. Hello, we need to bring that back.
Yeah, we actually
you
public
need to start shaming your male friends that are not in their children's lives. Okay, we need to bring back community flogging, especially when it comes to these kids.
And I remember, because I feel like, I don't know if I made this up, sometimes I can't tell if like I dreamt stuff or if it happened, but I felt like the boys used to call and check on you.
100%.
And they'd probably be like, we don't rate what he's doing. We don't, I do remember that being
I have to big up Saskia. I have to big up, there's so many there were so many people that went to my uni that were like, what's he on? Nah, we don't get down like that.
And look how young at that age.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's just a
so that's
isn't it?
it's so right. Like it is embedded. Some men have got it in them and some men just don't.
Yeah, and I come from a family of lots of men that don't get down like that. So we were all like, I was shocked. I was like, I know people that have had one night stands and their dads.
They're there for their children, exactly.
So I knew it wasn't me. I say that to say. So like he missed his blessings. He went a bit doolally.
Amen. Oh.
Yeah, hey, not my... And to the point where... So Kai does know his dad. He's met him a couple of times.
Okay.
He did come back in our lives for a little bit, but definitely struggled with mental health. And also, I remember being out somewhere I don't know where I was, but I was out and I saw his dad and oh God, he looked so bad that I didn't want Kai to see.
Yeah.
So, and that was so sad for me because I was like, oh my God, I was like, Kai, let's go this way. And I had to because I was like, I even have to protect
him.
the vision of you to your son.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know what would have happened in the, I don't know if they would have been best friends by now or whatever. So I didn't want him to see that. But
that marks on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't want you to be like, I remember seeing my dad at the station and worse off. But hey, that's what you get, child, because we're out here shining. So you don't look about your kids. It will come back on you somehow.
I say it to people all the time. It will never be well with
It never will be. It never will be.
If you don't look after your children.
Exactly. And that, I guess we're not in men's brains, so we just don't know how that operates. But I think that like the only thing, and again, I'm always quoting Marvin Harrison, shout out you.
Oh, big up,
he needs to come on here at this point.
He needs to come on. He needs to come on and share the gems because he really, really talks the things. And he basically talks about this like, absent dads and sometimes the ability for them to switch off is just because like they don't have people holding them accountable in the right way. And I feel like for men it is different. And I feel like that is something that we need to be very honest about when it comes to like parenting and rearing children.
Yeah.
That it is different. And that for a lot of men, and Marvin's also talked about this as well, is that it does come in later. And I know that is actually like a scientific fact. Like they don't have that, and I know not all mums have it as well, because some people suffer from postpartum depression and stuff like that. But that instinctive sort of innate nurturing and feeling and overwhelming sense of love and stuff doesn't come to them till the children are a bit older. And I feel like they can be a bit more interactive. Yeah. And so they struggle with like newborns. And I know so many dads that have said like, baby was kind of just a blob. And also when they're not really heavily involved, and again, this is not to excuse them because there are plenty of dads that also, they go above nature, they cancel out nature because they want to make an active effort to be like, no, I don't care, bust my kid, I want to be hands-on. Yeah. So it definitely works both ways. But like, when the child first comes, they just don't have that. It doesn't come naturally, and that they serve a role later when the child's a bit older when it comes to play and discipline. Like that's where like fatherhood kind of thrives a little bit. So again, it's not to make an excuse, but it is like an
it's scientific.
It's a scientific thing, but yeah.
I just think, just be there, because my brother is 25.
Yeah, just present,
and I remember one day, he must have been about 20, 21. He was like, what's wrong with your generation? And I was like, I was gagged. He's like, why do the men not look about their kids? It's weird to me. He doesn't understand it. All his friends were kids, had kids young. They were just bouncing dads, organising christenings. Like, he doesn't understand. And I think as long as we, as boy moms especially, as long as we reiterate that in our boys, like, we don't get done like this. I will publicly shame you. If you are outside having kids, because a lot of the time it's the mums. When you talk about the accountability, when Marvin was talking about the accountability not being in the right places, my brothers would be so embarrassed to do that, knowing that if any of me, my mum, my dad, sisters, if anyone found out, they're going to be held, the singlet will be torn. I think it's that. It's just like, what do you mean you have a kid and you don't look after it? Ew.
And also, I've got another theory. There's no science behind this. This is just literally my brain.
Go for it.
I think that some guys, if, and again, this is not a blanket statement, but some, if they feel like the woman has got it together, they feel like that woman...
Oh, yeah, she'll be cool.
She'll be cool.
She'll right.
Yeah, she's got this kind of thing.
I'll pop in and out.
Which is kind of irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's still your child. I don't care whether I've got my shit together to the nth degree.
Outside of that, if you're with somebody, like you generally have a relationship with this person, you apparently care about them. I don't know if men don't also think what they're doing to that woman.
Oh, of course they don't.
Like what you emotionally you're doing to that woman who then has to look after your child. Because it can do a number. It has done a number.
It does several, actually.
For years. It takes a long time for them to build themselves back up to get to a point where they kind of recognize themselves again. And it's like, it's really sad, because you look back and you're like, why? I'm sure women look back and think, why would I put so much, why have I given him so much authority over like my mood and whatever and all the rest of it? But there's a little child as well that you're constantly looking at that reminds you of that man or whatever. And then like, I don't know, obviously I was going to ask you, but like as Kai was getting older, kids obviously, he's at school, kids have got mums, dads, whatever. Like, was there a point when he started asking about like...
So one thing I definitely made clear with him is that I'll say to him like, oh, your feet remind me of your dad. His dad was never off limits. And I told him straight away, like, your dad's not around. I think the narrative I gave when he was younger is that he wasn't well.
Okay.
Then he started seeing his dad when he was like 6 or 7. So that helped. But then also I remember when his dad first came back around and he called me and was like, I want to come every Sunday. I was like, well, Kai's got football with my dad on Sundays. And he's like, all right, what about Fridays? I was like, well, Fridays is with his uncle. And then this day, and we had such a patterning. So for context, I've got 2 brothers, my stepdad, my real dad in and out, not so much. And then I've also got a cousin that's basically my mum's sister's son. So we were raised as brother and sister. That's 5 men. That his dad had to come and try and slot into. So I remember
and bear in mind, slot into because you wasn't there.
Right, thank you.
So
If you
now
were
we've
there,
got a system going now.
Exactly. If you were there, maybe they wouldn't have had all of this.
Of course not.
Exactly.
Of course not, because my brother was on school run. Because I had a job that was finishing at 6 o'clock. So yeah, they were taking it in rounds. So like, by the time he came back to try and like fit in, it was like, yeah, you're going to have to holler at the boys because I don't get involved with this stuff. And then I think Kai would, because I would ask him like, is there anyone else at school that doesn't have a dad? And he'd be like, well, not really. And I would feel so guilty. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh, thank God for all these men. So I know that there would be times when he'd be like, oh, Mum, I do remember people thinking certain people was his dad and he was okay with that. So whether it's my brother, my cousins, whatever, I'm all right with that too. Look, kids like to, on a regular day, I had a big sister. It wasn't my big sister. It was my cousin's big sister. But you couldn't tell me that in the playground. That was my big sister.
Big sister.
So I didn't mind that. I think it was quite healthy. And then a couple of times, we had an in-depth conversation, but it wasn't, I was really lucky that it wasn't like a scarring on him in the sense of him feeling inadequate as a kid. Because I didn't feel inadequate as a parent. So therefore I didn't lash that onto him. So, for example, he's tall like his dad. I will tell everyone that. I'm not going to be like, well, he's just tall because my side. Like there was no like, you know what I mean? Like I did all of that by myself. It's like, boy, if your dad knocked the door tomorrow, let him in. What you're going to say to him on you, because you're a big grown young man now. And that was always the relationship I had with his dad at the time. I'd just be like, look, I can't control what he's going to be like with you. You're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
Don't do the in and out because he's a boy. You two could scrap one day. What am I going to do? I can't. What, I'm going to be in the middle of these 2 6'3" lads.
Yeah.
Like, what, do you know what I mean? And the man dynamic, when you've not been in that boy's life, leave me out of it. I'm little and petite and cute. I don't want to be involved. But that's based on you not being there. So I say all that to say, I think it really helps when you're just vocal.
Yeah.
When the kids ask questions about their dads, just let them.
Yeah.
It's like, me and daddy were together and then this happened. Why? It's like, I don't really know, Like, just be honest.
Yeah.
Because after that, he'd be like, oh, I think where I've seen it not work is when it becomes taboo.
Yeah.
They're like a mythical creature that we
Don't talk about your dad.
Yeah.
Why? You liked him at some point, no?
Yeah.
But that comes with not hating men.
Yeah. And not hating the guy. You've got to let it go.
Yeah.
As hurtful as it is, you do have to let it go. You can forgive someone without it meaning that you have accepted what you went through or what you allowed to happen to you. But you can forgive someone or a situation and just be like, just let it go.
Like I said, it was never me. As far as I was concerned, I'm okay. You're the problem.
Yeah.
Sort yourself out. And I remember his dad had passed away just before we had Kai. And I remember saying to him, bro, this is your blessing.
As in Kai's granddad.
Kai's granddad, yeah. So Kai's dad's dad. And I said, the cycle is here. If you do not step up, you're going to feel it. And he did. What can I do? So yeah, I know. And I wonder sometimes, sometimes I'll be like, right, I wonder if he just sees us just like floating about because we're very visual.
He definitely sees.
Absolutely.
I would hate that for me.
Yeah,
absolutely. He absolutely must see that. But good for him.
Yeah.
See your kids.
him.
Good.
It's like tall, gorgeous boy that's doing so well for himself. Do you know what I mean?
Such
like
a good boy.
actual model, by the way.
No,
like,
actual.
and not an Instagram one. Like he actually gets paid,
actually,
gets paid by brands that you know and heard of, to be the face of their campaigns and stuff like that. And like, I just don't know how people live with themselves. And I always say, I've got library books that I haven't returned that I've thought about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Imagine
like, let alone. But I think that there's definitely something chemical that allows people to switch off to that degree. And I think that it's something that we'll probably never understand. We're not in a dad's brain. Yeah. But something that you said that really stood out to me that I think is such an important message to just like convey is not putting it on yourself and knowing that you're enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that like oftentimes women especially are made to feel like, oh, there was something that they did or they caused it, or maybe if I'd done this with this, or maybe if the relationship had worked out, then blah, blah, blah. You have no control over what another human being does. Like none. And so I think that like, if you do tell yourself, like, I am adequate, like I'm the parent that stayed, like I always like die on that hill of the energy that we have for the parent that stayed and how it's been spun on his head to make it seem like our single mums are this bad group of people and they kept children. Like, no, more time, it's never that situation. Most situations are people are in relationships, you think everything's gone well. Suddenly the guy decides that he just doesn't want to make it work, or he feels like, when you were talking about Kai, about his dad slotting into the thing, I think that that's so real, slotting into a system that's already built without you. Yeah. I feel, like that's a narrative that men spin. So for example, they'll be like, oh, she just won't let me see him. These times you try to ask to come and see that child on your time.
Yeah, exactly.
At the most premium level of convenience for you, not knowing that mum's here building systems to make sure that the week and everything is run smoothly so that it's all like, you know, in tandem with like school and whatever. Because you've got a random Wednesday, it doesn't mean that I'm not allowing you to see your kids.
Thank you.
That's not how, but I feel like that's the message that they project out there, but they leave out the bit about, oh, well, actually, he had football that night.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And it's just misinformation.
Yeah.
But I think that more mums, more women just need to understand that you are not the problem. Like, if you've stayed and you're handling your business and you're taking care of that child, all of the other stuff is not for you.
Look, like I said, there's women who have literally had one night stands and dads are dadding. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make no excuse. Like, not one. I could literally be physically, emotionally and mentally abusive. If we have had a child together, you're going to have to find a way to co-parent. Because guess what? Women are doing that. They have physically, mentally and emotionally, even financially abusive men. And they're finding a way to co-parent. Suck it up.
Exactly. I'm so glad you said it, because I had to, only recently, I felt like I had already accepted that it wasn't me.
Good.
Yeah.
But
literally.
only recently, I was like, no, I am actually not a problem. He's doing the exact same thing again. Like, it's not actually me. And it's weird because before that, I was like, yeah, no, like me and Ish, we're good, like, and whatever. But up until about a week ago, I was like, yeah. When I found out I had another kid, I was like,
yeah, no, this isn't fair.
I was like, it's not me.
It's not me.
It's actually not me, actually, because I gave you almost 15 years of my life,
You
actually.
did.
Damn.
So, yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
You really
So
held it down
it's not
and
even like,
it's actually
yeah,
hard.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
you did that.
mate, in and out of prison cells. Yeah.
You did
And no, I was there. And it's like, yeah, no,
You're
it
a good
wasn't
woman.
me.
Yeah.
Now that's not to absorb you from any responsibility in the relationship.
Yeah, you're not.
But that's the
flawless,
thing.
No one is.
But as a
flawless in it.
parent,
Exactly. As a parent,
There's no
exactly.
difference.
Because
Yeah.
I will not sit here and be like, I was a perfect girlfriend or I didn't. No, I was not the perfect girlfriend. I mean, I was perfect enough.
Yeah,
But I was,
future.
yeah, exactly. But in every relationship,
Yeah.
you have issues, but not enough issues to counsel out
Being a parent.
being a parent, and also at least, at the very least, showing the same grace I showed you all of those years, at least to our child.
Yeah.
Right.
At least,
That's
the very least.
Everyone
That's the
to
bare
know that's what I'm
minimum
trying
you
to
could
say.
do.
I
Yeah.
don't mean
The very least.
that you must stay in abusive relationships.
No.
What I'm saying is there's no level of disrespect or abuse that counteracts you being a parent is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Like me and you could be fight. I don't care if we don't talk. That's our baby.
Yeah.
That's our human.
Mm-hmm.
Your day, cool, boom. My day, cool, boom. What we do it, I don't care. There's no excuse. There's
There's
just
people
not
that
one.
communicate through apps because they can't get
Communicate
it together.
through grandparents.
And that's
Literally.
exactly, or like a third party.
Morse
or
code.
whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Put a freaking letter in a bottle and fly the pigeon.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there is no excuse for not being a parent.
There isn't.
So there is no man on this planet and there's no woman on this planet. I also want to make it clear that there are some
Because
women.
women, yeah, they are. There are.
There's not one of you on this planet that can sit there and be like, well, he or she did this. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I don't care. The baby didn't.
Yeah, the baby didn't.
The kid
exactly.
didn't.
The kid didn't do it.
Exactly.
Get it together.
And I feel like time is so important as well because I feel like sometimes the financial side of things is weaponized. But I don't know a single mum that's doing it on their own that would take a penny if it meant that they would have
No,
like
I don't.
full on like hands-on help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to me, that's priceless. Like if you can take
It's
the child
not
a
the
couple
money.
of days to give me some time off. If you don't pay a dime, but you
Priceless.
do the school run a couple of days,
Oh,
you do the nursery days a couple of the nursery run a couple of days, you're there, you're present. Like your time is priceless. So
Yeah.
I'm not really having, and we don't really have like a child support culture here.
No.
Like obviously I know that is a thing. Like you
Yeah.
can claim it and stuff like that, but it's not like in America where it's like a really intense conversation.
Mhm.
We don't have that culture here. And so I just point blank refuse to believe it. And like you guys said, there is no excuse. And even if you were the worst girlfriend on planet Earth, that's got nothing to do
No.
with the child.
Ah.
We're not together. Fine, relationships don't always work out. That's irrelevant.
No.
But the child is innocent in all of this.
Yeah.
And, they shouldn't have to pay the price. So what was your favorite part of, what was your favorite stage of parenting? Obviously, he's
Ooh.
19 now. Like from newborn to like first day at school, nursery, like what was your
Okay.
favorite stage?
So I remember him being 3 months old.
Mhm.
And before that, I'd just been like, he needs to eat, he needs to feed, he needs to do this, he needs to do that. I need to bath him, I need to whatever. And then one day, he was about 3 months old and I just looked at him, I was like, oh my God, you are absolutely beautiful. This is my baby.
They come into themselves.
It just
yeah.
clicked because one day he just looked at me like,
Because they start getting
Hey,
a bit
girl.
more solid, didn't it?
yeah. And he
Yeah.
just sat there looking at me and I was like, hey.
Hey.
And he's like, and I was like, oh, we're interacting. And I remember he was 3 months old and I was like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, and this is so stupid, yeah, because obviously when I was younger, I remember thinking you'd care about what the baby looks like and all these things. I'm telling you, it went out the window.
Yeah.
I was just making sure he latched on. I was making sure the child didn't die in his sleep. There was so many things I was worried
just
about.
Autopilot when they're new.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh. And then and then I remember being like, oh, he's looking to talk to me. Like, and back then the phones weren't as prevalent as they are now.
Yeah.
So I'd be like talking to him and he'd be excited to hear what I'm saying. And he ain't got a clue what I'm saying, obviously. And then I remember that was really cute, like 3 months old. I really enjoyed 6 months. 8 months downwards, I was like, oh no, child.
Yeah.
He's moving everywhere. Like you don't know what they're going to do. It's like risky. Because 2 months ago, you're just sat there. 2 months later, you're pouring this down on your face and you're walking in the room. He's got E45 all over himself.
Yeah.
And but he was a really good baby. Like he went to bed I think 3 months old, he would go to sleep through the night.
That's like Ish, yeah.
The
Ish is
whole-
like that.
I was out.
Yeah, it's boys, all that energy that you
Yeah, do you know what? Marvin was talking about testosterone as well, like off topic, talking about how men have to get up and do some sort of workout because the testosterone is in them.
Yes.
And I experienced that. So he did karate and I made sure, anyway. So definitely 3 months, definitely 6 months. I enjoyed 2.
Yeah.
Because he just wasn't saying anything, but in his mind, he was saying stuff. Like,
Right.
I remember being in the car and he'd be like, Mom, I'd be like, what? I'd be like, I do look.
Yeah.
Like,
That's literally Anaya now. Anaya goes, she goes, ticka, 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 Donald Duck. She goes, ticka, 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 biscuit. Like, she just, you're not saying anything at the
I
start.
look at the door. And I'm like, I know. And I say it, but obviously I was a lunatic then. Now. So I would just be talking to him fluent baby talk. Like, and my mum would be like, you're not normal. Like, the boy needs to speak words. So I remember 2. I remember I didn't really like, I didn't even get to potty train, guys. He went to nursery, came back and could go toilet.
Oh, fantastic. I hope they do that at my bloody
I
nursery.
was like, and that's the real reason why we'll do it again, because I know I got off scot-free.
Yeah.
I lived at home for a year
Mm.
and my dad's very OCD. So he was washing bottles. My mum was doing bath time. So it's like having 3 parents.
Yeah.
And then I really didn't like, I don't remember liking 3.
No?
No, I was a bit like, you little rotten.
Because they're talking now a little bit.
But also undoing everything you've said not to do. So like, he thought he was growing. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just my particular child. But I'd be like, okay, you can't do this. And then I'll come back and I'm like, why is he eating yogurt? Where's the yogurt? You looked at it. There was lots of Blue's Clues going on.
Yeah.
There would be a spot of something there.
Yeah.
He'd be quiet. You look around. You don't know how the yogurt's got on that side.
Yeah.
Where's the picnic? It was very scary.
Yeah.
I didn't like 3. He was just too independent, but not old enough to be.
Yeah.
Then he went to school. I enjoyed reception. A lot of the time, people just thought I was his big sister anyway, which is fine. I didn't like year 5. I didn't like year 6.
They get to an awkward stage.
Yeah.
Very
kind of
awkward. Very.
They
who
start-
are you
they're
talking
They're kind of
to?
mumbling, talking.
Yeah,
They
and
don't really-
also like they've still
Yeah.
got like, remember they've lost their front.
Their
Yeah,
feet,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hi.
They just got
cussing me
that
out.
awkward stage.
Why did you let me get my hair cut like that? I'm like, but you was my baby.
Yeah.
Like, no, my teeth were bucking, my this, that.
Yeah, they just are really awkward.
But they're also a bit annoying, let's be honest.
Very,
Like,
like, so moany. My nephews
Yeah.
at the moment are that age, and they are so. Daniel Lorenzo went from being the
oh, Dan and Lorenzo, they're big
I
boys.
know.
no, but they are so
remember when they were born.
annoying now.
There's just something a bit
They're
like,
so annoying.
like, Kai was very like, oh, mum, I know this. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's
Yeah.
investigate.
Mhm.
And I don't know with all boys, but very much I know this, it goes, this is it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe we learn how to have conversations where you learn.
Yeah.
He didn't like that.
Yeah.
And then he went for a stage where he'd want to change passwords. I got him an iPad when he was about 6. Wanted to change the password.
And then looking
What's the
himself
fucking
up.
password
Yeah.
now? You've lost it. Little things like that would
Yeah,
do
yeah,
my
yeah.
head in. One time he argued with me on the bus because he told me there was a £5 coin. £50 coin, sorry, but it was a £5 coin. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember. And he was like, there is definitely one on the bus, talking to me like I was a fiver. He was like, you don't know anything. I said, listen! Like, there's a £5 coin, not 50. He was like, oh, like just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's how he is now anyway. So I think it was just a bit of like, I'm the man and I want to
Yeah.
do stuff.
Thing. Yeah.
A bit. And then he went through a stage of lying about his age. That was strange.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be the youngest in the year. So I get it.
Oh.
Like, I get it with grace. And then I also hated 14, 15.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I forgot you went through all of that. It's actually mad because
Because she's got an adult now.
I just remember him like 7, 8,
Yeah. And then
and
just
now
15.
and then everything else is kind of a blur.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah,
lockdown
for
as
me.
well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he was
For real.
just a little shit for a while.
Yeah.
But a good boy. So like I would go to school and you know what? The right school is so important.
I'm currently looking for a school.
It's never ending, guys. Like secondary school is major when you have a boy, a black
Yeah.
boy.
Was this not what I was saying?
Hmm?
I was even saying about primary schools. Like it is so important
Yeah.
to the point that I was even looking at forest schools,
I don't blame you.
like forest, because I'm like he needs to be outside.
Outside.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
He needs to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do as boys, don't they? They do need
Yeah.
to like exude that energy outwardly.
Yeah.
Like
So that
even
they're not crazy.
and also I took Kai to Jamaica last year.
Mm.
He didn't want to come home.
Mm,
Put down his phone.
yeah.
All the things that made he was like, no, I've got to get my money. I got to do this. I got to get a car. He was like, rah, don't care because you're swinging your locks in the frigging tree
Yeah.
and you're knocking your head with coconuts. That's why you need
Where
to
you're
go
supposed
home.
to be. Yeah.
Like you need to build stuff. Like what is this?
Yeah.
So there's also that, like finding the balance between it. And the thing is, I love the new version of the man. I'm not mad at Kai. Like when I walk in the house, sometimes it smells delightful.
Yeah, he loves a candle.
He loves a candle.
Yeah.
He washes it. He has, sorry, Kai. Sorry. He actually has a bar of soap just for his ass.
Well, good for him.
Good for you, Kai. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You need to come around and start instilling these things in Ishmael.
Yeah, exactly.
But
now.
I used to do, I'm like, you better wash your bum and behind your ears. And he's like, I don't want to. Oh yeah, sorry, by the way, that also happens. They just go for a stage.
Yeah,
They don't
I
laugh.
feel like that's normal
Yeah,
for
my
boys.
nephew,
Yeah, I feel like
even I had
normal,
that.
Yeah,
They just don't want
when
to
you're
laugh.
a teenager, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah, it's hard work. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I actually have really enjoyed being Kai's mom. Like I have loved it. There's just a few bits that I'm like,
Yeah.
little scallywag. And I've had to move a little bit mad. Like one time he's was at my mum's house still. So he must have been about 13, 14. And I told him, if your teacher calls me one more time, it's on. You have to back your chat when you're talking to boys. And luckily my parents are very on side. And I'm not very physical. Like when Kai was little, I'd flick him by the ear if he did anything naughty. And if he was rude, I'd flick him in the mouth. And I'm telling you, that flick, he'd be like, like he would be gasping. It's a nasty thing to have done to you without having to like beat. I didn't like beating. Anyway, the teacher called me. Oh my days. I flew. Like I think I've never jumped on anyone before. I jumped on the kid. It's like, I've had a nap. And he was like, oh my God. That level of fear needs to be instilled in them. Just a little bit tapped.
Yeah.
Mum's a little bit tapped. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Because my brother was like, boy, I can't help you because your mum's tapped and that's my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's going to come for me.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I don't know if it's because I've been raised with brothers that you have to just keep them on edge a little bit because otherwise he'll just take you for Egypt.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
very
like that with
difficult.
Ishmael now. I'm like, because obviously his dad's not there, I'm like, that would be because when his dad has been in and out, like there'll be times when we go out with him and he might do something and then Ishmael's dad would be like, no, don't do that. Like that.
And the bass in the voice is enough.
and then he'll stop.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things when he's talking to him, Ishmael will stop. So now because he's so infrequent with him, I've realized that actually I have to do that as well. There has to be a balance for him. Otherwise he's going to run rings around me. Like he needs to know that is.
Find a way. Like I said, I flicked.
Yeah.
I put him in timeout. He hated it. Hate being boys keeping still.
Yeah.
Their worst nightmare. And flicker the ear if you're not listening. Flicker the mouth if you say something really disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then just regular punishments. But Kai went through a state like he's hard work. He was hard work. Like because also I'm very aware that I'm still raising someone's husband.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. Because he's very, very masculine.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah.
But I also want you to know that listening to women will be having the balance of feminine and masculine as a man is needed. You need that.
Yeah.
If you demolish your feminine side, you're toast.
Yeah.
Same as you do for your masculine side. I don't want a man that's completely feminine and I don't want a man that in my house that's masculine. You need to have a nice balance. And I have men in my life, luckily, that have the both.
Yes,
I also don't want to emasculate.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, hey, listen, you got to be really careful how you talk to your boys, you know? Like, I'll be like, Kai, I don't suggest you do that. Well, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I'll look at the watch and within 25 minutes to come back and be like, oh, mum, you see that thing you said? I'm like, yeah, because I'm for you.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you this because I want to be right.
Yeah.
I'm for you. Like, I'm in your corner.
Yeah.
And he knew that from early, which means that if you're doing something wrong, I will hold you accountable. Mums, please, boy mums, please. Accountability.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. It's not bad for them to be wrong.
Yeah.
It's fine. They'll grow out of it. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
But be careful how you talk to them. They're not their dads.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't be on some, oh, look at you. That,
Yeah.
easy on the easy Egypt. You're moving like a dickhead chap.
Yeah.
Easy, because he could knock you out one day.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Yeah, I feel like some people do that as well when they're raising boy children, especially. They're so like, and maybe more mums do it because they feel like they have to replace the sort of lack of like masculine energy or whatever in that child's life. So they overcompensate by maybe talking to the child a type of way, or, you know, they're so scared of quote unquote raising like someone soft or someone that's like a pussy or whatever for a lack of, and they conflate that with just being rude and nasty.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's like,
it's the opposite. Or what they do is they make them men too quickly.
Yes.
So then it's like, oh, you're the man of the house. And I've made it very clear.
Yes.
I tell
You ain't no
Ishmael
man
all
of
the
my
time,
house.
who's even just free. You will never be the man
No
of
man.
this house.
Yeah.
As long as you're in this house, you are the prince, okay?
Yeah.
You will never be the king
better
of
know
this
your
house.
future.
Because how can I be the queen and you're the king?
Exactly.
Make it make sense.
Exactly.
You
And I
are
brought
always
into this world.
Yeah, exactly. I brought you into this world. Like, you will
Yeah.
never be the man in this house. And I
Yeah.
don't want you to ever feel that you are the man in the
Yeah.
house. And I think,
Mm.
like you
So
said,
true.
it's either they get so aggressive, like, and it's so like the masculinity in women like becomes so prevalent, like, or it's like, oh, you know, you're the man of the house, you've got to do this. Oh, you got to look after mummy.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
That
like
messaging,
mummy's got to look
yes,
after,
true.
like mummy's got to look after me. I don't ever want my son to ever hear me. And if I ever do say it, you're always around me anyway, so please correct me. I don't want to ever be the mum that's like, oh, he's going to get me out the hood.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Because you know, like mums that are like, oh, you know, he's going to be a footballer, he's going to get me out of the hood. But no, I don't want you to ever feel like it's on your shoulders to sort us
Me
out.
out.
Do
Yeah.
you get what I mean? Because I think a lot of guys that we've all grown up with, that's been their story.
Yeah, it has.
Whether they've
Bit for my mum,
gone
bit
on the roads and they're doing drug dealing, whatever they're doing or whatever, like, it's to get their mum and their siblings out of the situation when
Actually, Kai doesn't pay bills in my house.
Yeah. And the thing is,
And-
I think the money thing, obviously you lot, the kids are young. I think that's something that a few people have asked me, like, how are you dealing with money? And Kai would get a certain amount, I think I used to give him like £400 a month. And that would look after clothes, trainers, and anything in between. Everything else was lunch money. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, £400. I had money and I had one kid.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason why I didn't want any more, if I'm honest with you, because I wanted to be able to say, I can spoil this one.
Yeah.
Like how I spoil myself, by the way. This is not based on me. And don't get me wrong, there was times where I wasn't eating, so he could, when we were younger. Like, I was in the hood. And there were times where I was like, well, child Ben, he has to eat, I can't. And so when he got older and I was like, right, I can provide.
Yeah.
He would get that amount of money. And then if he overspent it, that is your business.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then obviously things got more expensive. So one pair of trainers, now the 100 and whatever.
Yeah.
But as a young adult, as you're talking about making the boys men in the house,
Yeah.
your money is your own. All I ask is you take the bins out, you keep your room tidy. If I ask him to do anything, like for example, right now he's at home, that sofa better be delivered. He's at home waiting for the sofa that he likes to sit on,
Yeah.
but he hasn't paid for any of it.
Yeah.
His car, I don't give a damn. I don't care what's going on with that car. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
That has M31, whatever his stupid plate is that you bought for yourself. He bought his car himself. He saved for it. I remember feeling so bad that day that I paid for the tax because I was like, I haven't paid for any. But he's supposed to be a man of his things.
Yeah.
Not
Not
mine.
yours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. And
Not
I think
mine.
that's
important.
That's so true. And I feel like, because we all know guys, like I've got it from my mum, I've got it from my mum. And just to even go back a little bit, I think even just going back to what I was saying about people kind of enforcing like this perceived notion of like what masculinity looks like.
Yeah.
I understand why some women do it. I don't think that maybe the way they do it is wrong
It's
by
wrong,
like
yeah,
talking down to
yeah.
the kids and doing all of that. I don't agree with the way, but I understand why they feel
Yeah,
they do
yeah,
it, especially if they've been left to do it on their own. Like someone has to enforce that masculinity in them. And if the dads were present, then mum could sit back and in her femininity and be that nurturer and be that kind of like soft figure. But unfortunately, a lot of women have been left trying to do both. So I just wanted to just put that little caveat into that point.
Sometimes it's frustration as well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's not. They're not
yeah.
even doing
Yeah.
it. Like, you're not even doing it
Exactly.
on purpose. The frustrations of trying to raise. You might have more than one child.
That part.
You might have 3 boys in the
Oh.
house,
How do people?
and then you're going to work.
That is so
and then
mental.
you're trying to like balance being a soft parent. How?
How? I feel
How?
that
When
sounds
life is
impossible.
beating you
Like,
from left, right, and center, and then you get home, and then there's just
someone has to
madness
take it.
going on in the house. It's just like, what? It's like,
yeah,
sometimes
no, I
it's
totally
not.
understand.
I need people to be guided, yeah. I know we spoke about abortions earlier, like, but your body is your own. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want women to, and men, because they're single parent men as well, don't feel obliged to have multiple children if you cannot look after them.
Yeah.
Like, I am only a good, and everyone be like, oh, you're such a sick parent. To 1.
Yeah.
2, my daughter could be on this sofa on some, my mum is the worst parent in the world.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
I think people need to be more honest
Yeah, people
about
need
that.
to be more
And it's let's just stop bringing children into the world just because.
Yeah.
Like, let's really analyze the situation around what you're doing. And
do you want them for real? Like, I've asked, like, I've got younger girls that work with me at One Extra, and I'm like, have you asked yourself why you want kids? And they're like, raw.
Yeah.
Doesn't bang for everyone.
It's not an Instagram moment, you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not an Instagram photo, just to see a cute photo. Oh, she looks so cute as mama. No.
Not always.
There's so much that happens
There's
behind
also-
that.
There's like, you can, and I always said this, if I got to the point where I was broody, I'll adopt, you know?
Yeah.
I would adopt. I can't imagine anything more beautiful, more heartwarming than to bring a child into a loving home
Yeah.
that didn't have that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there's other ways of doing things. Like, obviously everyone wants to physically see their child come out of them.
Yeah.
You want I get it. I look at my son and I can see bits of me.
Yeah.
I can see bits of his dad. I love that for me, but that's not the best bits of being a mum.
Parent. I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
because obviously I've known you only as a mum.
Yeah.
And when I met you, you wasn't Nadia Jae,
No, what's that?
BBC One Extra
It's crazy, isn't it?
DJ. How have you, because when I did meet you, however, you was a DJ.
Okay.
I admire that so much about you, because it's the one thing I see, I don't know if it's true or not, you can tell me. The one thing I see with you is that you never let your dreams
I refuse.
but you didn't let go. Like, you knew what you wanted to do and you stuck it out. And you were just saying, you know, like, there were times where you didn't eat, but Kai was eating. And I bet you those days you were still DJing. You were still like going. How did you manage to, like, what is it that made you hold on to that thing? Because like we were talking about, like, mum guilt, and it being a DJ is not something that's like a 9 to 5.
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
There's a lot of flexibility required when you're a mum and a single mum and a black single mum.
And following your dreams.
And following your
Yeah.
dreams, you get what I mean? Like, how did you manage to stay in that? And also, before you answer that, I think people listening, Nadia is a great example of, like, just because you're a mum or just because you're a single mum, it doesn't mean that what you want or your dreams or aspirations, you have to leave because you've got a child. You can absolutely do both, but it would be good to hear what really kept you, I guess, grounded in that.
Sorry, just
go on.
really quickly
Yeah.
before you answer that, I remember.
Yeah.
So I remember we would have still been in. No, you would have left Brunel by then.
Okay.
And then I remember we were going shopping in Selfridges. We had no
Oh,
money.
we had no money.
business. We were in there and we were shopping. And then Nadia was like, Audrey, she was like, I'm going to be a DJ. And I remember it so vividly. We were in Prada and the Prada record bags.
The record, I got the gold one.
Yeah, you had like the beige one.
Beigey coloured
Yeah.
one.
And you were like, I'm going to be a DJ. And I'd never heard anyone say that before because I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean?
And the way you said that, I can absolutely.
You had a job and you had like an admin job at the time and you were doing the books for some small company. I don't know what you were doing. But I never heard of anyone saying anything like that out loud. I just knew you went to uni and you got a 9 to 5, got married, and we were inside and you just went, I'm going to be a DJ. And I was like,
Okay. What are you doing?
I want everyone to know my friends deserve an award because these are the kind of announcements I would make regularly. Literally, I told her, I'm pregnant. Just like that.
Yeah, no, literally.
I told you, look, I'm not normal. Like, I actually think I'm a little bit of a lunatic. Can I be honest? I think it's my mum. I was a stage school kid.
Okay.
So I had that embedded in me anyway. And also, I really wasn't fond of the word no or can't. It was a bit like, well, what do you mean? And I think if I'm honest, luckily, I was the kind of person that was just like, we're just going to get on with it and we'll deal with the emotions later. I think if I was a ruminator and if I was a bit more like structured and organized and type A in the way I move, I probably wouldn't have done half the things. Most of the stuff I'd done was because sheer brute, I don't even know what to call it. Audacity, blind faith, stupidity, no fear. Didn't have any proof of it not working, so why not?
How did you not have fear when you have someone that you're carrying?
I know.
It's different when it's you. But how did you not have, and I guess maybe I might even answer the question for yourself because you came from such a solid family that supported you.
Yeah, I did.
You had that around you maybe was what?
But also I think I knew no matter what, like we graft in it. We're not from, sorry Gen Z, I hate to talk about you.
Listen.
We know how to work. I've been in an office. I've code switched.
Yeah.
I've got all those base. I had a degree.
Yeah.
So I knew no matter what happened, I would always have
You'll be okay.
a job.
And a degree was the shit back then.
Right.
It was, if you had a degree back then, you were the shit.
Kai came to my graduation.
Yeah.
He was like 3. And I was like, and also I think shame is massive. I think I was like, I cannot come and shame myself in front of this boy.
Yeah.
So the DJing thing was hard though, man, because I remember I was doing radio and what I would do was, and you know, I've got to big up tax credits, which I'm paying immensely back right now. Like that tax every month is crazy. But I remember when I needed it. So it feels full circle for me. But anyway, I remember being able to work a part-time job over 16 hours, I think it was, and you'd still get tax credits back then. So that was like basically money towards being a working parent. So they would help with your childcare costs. And then what I would do was add radio as part of that. So I was doing mid-morning radio 10 till 1 every day. And then Kai would go to after school club whilst I worked.
Okay.
So that meant I was getting money based on being a working parent, and I would juggle it like that. But radio was like, I remember it being like £30 a day. And I remember being so grateful, being like, yeah, like I did it. And I think gratitude is a massive thing. Like I was
a positive mindset.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, don't get me wrong. So yeah, I haven't even spoken about this properly, but there was a time where basically I got to the end of my degree and they had said, oh, we've given you too much grant. So you shouldn't have the amount of grant that you've got and you owe us this amount on your rent, which was wrong, by the way. But I was so young, I didn't really know how to work that. Told my mum, well, actually I was kind of embarrassed. I told her really late. And then my arrears just kept going worse and worse and worse. And I paid them off bit by bit, but not by much. And I remember they were like, well, we're going to evict you if you don't pay your rent. I was like, well, okay, I'll go to court. No, as in I came home maybe like 2 weeks later and they had locked the doors. Like I went on school run, came back in my house. I could not get into my house. And there was a notice of eviction. So I called my mum. I was like, okay, I need to tell you. So I gave her all the letters and she was like, first of all, I can't believe they actually did it.
Yeah.
Second of all, come back home and we'll just sort it out.
Yeah.
At the time I had a part-time job at a tech company that my mum had got for me, bless her heart. And I was doing part-time radio. So then what we did was Kai had gone to Sayers Croft that week. When I say God had blessed me, because otherwise he would have been like, why can't we get in the house?
Yeah.
What's that?
Sayers Croft is like, oh, did you never go to Sayers Croft?
Like a residential.
It's a residential area.
Okay,
I went in
my school.
secondary and primary school, I think. So they go away for the weekends and they stay over. They do all sorts.
Yeah.
Like activities, rowing.
Yeah.
So he'd done that for the week.
Yeah.
So in that week, I'd organised myself, gone back to my mum's. I had a room, my old room at my mum's house I went back into, and Kai had the spare room upstairs, luckily. And then I just said to him, because he was like 10, I was like, we're going back to live with Nana's because there was a flood, because he hated where we used to live. It was like a block of flats in Battersea, and he wasn't even allowed to play out. That's how rough the area was. So he was like, yay! And we spent 4 years at my mum's. I wasn't even meant to be there that long. Because it was just like living in, it's like having my wife and kids episode every day. It's my dad, my mum, the dog, my brother. It was perfect. And it was good for Kai.
Yeah.
So whilst that was happening, I was able to revisit DJing.
DJing, okay, yeah.
So I bought myself, I'll never forget, I was so embarrassed. I was like, I can't believe this. Like I've been evicted and these times I've got money. So it didn't make sense. It was just that they had calculated it wrong. Eventually they emailed me and was like, oh, we're really sorry. I said, you know what? From that day, I said, I will never be, and this is not for everyone else, this is just for me. I said, I will never be at the mercy of the council again. You ain't kicking me out. You ain't doing that to me again. I'm going to have to make this money so that I can look and be like, don't worry about it. I got this. And that's where it really came from.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just like, you couldn't stop me. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get this money. We're going to get out of here. And then I stayed at my mum's. I decorated the house and I saved up some money and I bought myself a controller. And Audrey got me my first DJ booking.
Oh.
It was at City Love.
Yeah, I remember I was trying to be her manager.
No, literally.
I'd gone through all these different things. Like, listen, the journey.
She was you were my makeup artist at one point. Do you remember?
That's when I was doing makeup. Listen, I'd done so
Audrey
many
has
things.
had many
I've
lives.
had so many lives. Like there's so many things I wanted to do. I wanted to be a makeup artist, and shout out Nick, my husband. He paid for my course,
Your course,
my course
innit?
for my birthday.
No, I'd ask for a reimbursement, man. I'd
Yeah,
ask
no,
for a
you
refund.
should.
Yeah.
But then when I started trying to do makeup, I realized how expensive the products are. I was like, ew.
Sadly.
I was like, no.
No, thank you.
I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, I want to be a manager.
Yeah.
And then I was like, my first client has to be Nadia.
Yeah.
Like that. And I was like, do you want me to be your manager? And she was like, yeah. And then I got you a booking.
Yeah, she did.
Shout out Dio.
Shout out Dio.
Yeah,
it was I remember it was the 1st of January because I wrote it down in my diary. 1st of January 2016. And it was my first DJ set. And I remember I had my little controller and Audrey was there and my other friend.
I was like, she's here.
No, literally.
I was like, Nadia's here.
Get you Audrey.
Going to the back. I'm going, and he was like, Audrey.
You're doing too much. And I remember DJing and it was just like, and I was like, oh, I really like this. And I didn't do it for the money. I think it's so important. You're going to have to do the both, guys, for a while.
Yeah.
And bit by bit, I started getting some bookings. I joined an agency called We Run the World Girls, something. This girl called China, she was running it. And I got a DJ booking in Topshop. She also got
when you
in Topshop regularly.
Topshop. She also, no, she didn't get me Topshop, but she got me, what is that club called that everyone used to go to back in the day?
Tiger.
No, but it's like Tiger.
Equinox.
No.
Weatherspoons.
Where was it?
Strawberry
West End?
Moons?
Oh, Strawberry Moons.
On the corner, like
On the corner. That's exactly the one. And she would get me residencies and I had just quit my full-time job.
Strawberry Moons.
Yeah.
Strawberry Moons.
Remember cameos?
Yeah.
Oh, big up cameos, man. What a time. And I was only making like $160 a month. And I remember giving my mum £100 and keeping 60. And I was like, Mum, I promise you, like, give me a while. And then just bit by bit by bit.
Yeah.
And then one extra came and that literally changed the game. But it was because of the DJing. Because I met people at Topshop, met people at Adidas. It started to raise my profile a bit more. So then I would be seen in certain places. Obviously, One Extra were watching. And then I got that. And I remember I had a 1 slot a month at One Extra. And it paid me more than what I would get for the month at Bang Radio at the time when I was doing every day. And I remember being like, oh my God, I've made it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then
Bang is now the Beat, right?
Yeah, the Beat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was, like I said, £30 a day.
What was your I made it moment for your son?
Ooh.
Like when you thought, no, I've made it because my son, like Kai.
I've got one. But
okay.
I've got one.
Okay, good. Everyone's got one.
I've got the same one.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
Mine was, no, you go first.
Okay.
Wireless.
Yeah, wireless.
Oh, sick.
That
Okay.
picture is so sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
On
that.
stage of you at wireless.
Mine was way before that.
That is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I did, so my first Adidas DJ booking was with Paul Pogba and
Oh yeah, he must have lost his mind.
I went clear.
Yeah, he must have lost
that
his
day.
mind.
Because he was like 10, 11?
Yeah.
When I told him, he was like, wow. And I came back, guys, with shitloads of Adidas hoodies. Like I had boots and my brother and my son ate for the 5 years, and big up Minnie and everyone. And who introduced me to Minnie? I think it was Raid. Yeah, so Raid and Minnie, they were working. So Raid works for MTV at the time. I was working with them. And then Minnie worked at Adidas.
Hi, Minnie.
So yeah, no, they know who they are. And if I did not meet her that night, she literally changed my life. She's the reason I came Vegas, because I got paid for my Adidas.
Oh, okay.
Like that was the beginning of it for me. And that's why I was in Adidas tracksuits all the time. It's just like I manifested it when we were 18.
Yeah.
They've been sorted me out, and I got paid.
Yeah.
Well,
One thing about brands, they got money.
and they're not. And the thing is, once you're talented, also be a nice person. I cannot.
Yeah. The talent thing will take you only as far, only apart.
If you're a dickhead, if you're a cunt, fuck, just
Yeah.
forget it. And luckily I'm not. Like, I mean, I can be. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but yeah, that was my made it moment for me, because I would be able to take Kai and his friends to Adidas bookings.
Yeah.
We had so many to the point where Kai was like, I'm not going to come to this one.
Oh.
Like, oh no, Mason can go to this one.
Yeah.
And I come back with boots.
Yeah.
Can you
Now,
imagine?
when I saw you guys at Wireless,
yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah.
I was like,
That picture is iconic. Like,
that was a moment.
you're DJ and you've got your grown son next to you, and he's just on stage with you. Like,
there was like I
gives me
think
goosebumps.
you had a story on Instagram at that time, and he was like you was filming it, but like in the background
he's
was
filming too.
Yeah, and he's like
too cute.
panning around. I'm like,
He's
look
still got
at
the
that.
stickers. So when you go Wireless backstage, they give you like a sticker of like the artist sticker. He's still got it on his wall, which is really nice. And I think that if you asked him, he would say that.
Yeah.
But I knew I got mummy points from Adidas.
Oh, absolutely.
That's huge.
That's
Yeah.
massive. That is proper massive.
Because also, so once you start making money, like I said, I no longer had to buy things for him. So I was able to stack that. And then we moved out my mum's in 2020. So I've been there. I was at home for a while, and it was nice to be able to help my parents out as well. Yeah. So like I remember being like, oh, I'll buy the washing machine.
Yeah.
I just bought it. Like, and it was nice. That was really nice to be able to like give back.
Yeah.
Because they provided a cushion for me, which I didn't know. So and I say this, and when I write a book one day, getting evicted was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Mhm.
Yeah, I just feel like that's because I remember that time. I just think that the sacrifice that you've made, because that's why we wanted to have you on the podcast, because like, you know, it's all important and it's all encompassing. Like all of it is important. Do you know what I mean? But I just really wanted you, like we just really wanted you to share your motherhood journey, because I just feel like you just don't.
I don't talk about it.
We just see the results, kind of
Yeah.
thing, but there's so much that's like gone into the history of
You don't
it.
see the graph.
You don't see
Yeah.
the graph, or people aren't aware of the graph because they see your shiny, beautiful house now.
And
Yeah.
and even that annoys me. Like, so
son.
imagine me and Kai went to Marks and Spencer's, which I didn't know was so banging, by the way. Like, I have not.
Oh yeah, M&S food. You won't shop anywhere else, you know.
You've always been a Waitrose girl.
Yeah, and also Sainsbury. I just didn't know. Kai
M&S
went.
food.
Yeah,
You have a
A1.
ball in there.
A1.
Kai was like, "Mum, we've got to go now." I spent £20 and they bought all these pasta bakes, whatever. So we went on the weekend, and you know what he did? It was so nice. He picked up something, and it was like a toad in the hole. No, I lie. It was a Christmas dinner. You know, like the turkey with the
Oh, okay, yeah.
potatoes, the microwave one.
Yeah.
And he looked at it, and I was like, "You okay?" He was like, "You used to buy this for me for dinner." And I was like, "Yeah, from the corner shop, like Bird's Eye one that was like £1.60 because I couldn't afford meat like that."
Yeah.
And it's like he had a moment. He was like, "Rah, it wasn't always like this." I said, "Yes, Kai, I need you to really take it in." Like, it wasn't. It
No.
definitely wasn't. He was like, "No, man, I'm grateful, you know, Mum, you did your big one." And I was like, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
But also I was like, I'm glad he knows. Like, I gave him a little tear because I love that you lot all see my lovely cream living room, but please don't get it twisted. I was at my mum's house for 4 years
Yeah.
and I was living alone. I was struggling. Like, I remember like having a little punto, hoping to God that no one don't catch me because I got tickets and I ain't got no petrol this week and I don't know if I'm going to get the kid to this, that and the other. I remember every Tuesday getting my child benefit. If I did not get that child benefit, I couldn't go to work that day.
Yeah.
Like, that's how real it was. Once you always have that in you, it don't really matter how much money you make. Because I know how to make £20 last.
Yeah.
No matter
Get
what.
stretched out.
Yeah.
But you can't, what can I do? I can't be sat in my front and be like, "Hey guys, so when I was broke,
Yeah.
here's what I used to do."
Yeah.
It was 15 years ago, innit?
Yeah.
But I was happy to be. Because
Yeah.
I think humble beginnings are important.
Absolutely.
Especially for these kids. They just think that money just grows on trees. And it's like, no, Kai.
No,
didn't.
it doesn't. What advice would you give
Ooh.
a mum or somebody like single mum, married mum, whoever? What not so much parenting advice, but what would you, if they're like going through like a testing time at the moment? What advice would you give?
Okay, trying to think what I do. First of all, cry in front of your children. I know that sounds crazy, but Kai was, up until about 11, thought I was probably just made of marble. And then one day I got really upset about something and he was like, "Oh,
She's human.
Yeah.
and it was something so small. It was my niece's birthday and he was being a brat that day. He didn't want to come. It was ice skating. I knew he would love it. He was being nasty and I just started crying. He was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "You're ruining it. I want to be there for my niece. You're being mean." I just started crying. He was like, "All right, I'm sorry about that." And then got in the shower and got ready. And I was like, maybe I should do this. So if you are a mum and you've got a partner and you've got children, I implore you to be human in front of them because then it allows them to look after you. And that's not to say that I need looking after per se by my child. But you see, when I'm on my period, Kai's on some, "Oh, do you need this? Oh, I've left some sweets because I know you need them." And it's not that I need him to do it. I need him to be aware. We live together. So in the moments I'm feeling like shit, it's okay to, "And are you all right?"
Yeah.
That's it. It's very much just like if you were living with your brother and he had, I don't know, an injury on his leg. You're not going to be like, "Come on, bro, let's go and kick football." You'd be like, "Are you all right? Are you cool?" It's the same thing I would say for your children and your partner or children, whatever it is. I would say, "Mummy's not feeling well today." "Oh, why? What's wrong?" Especially when they're young. Oh my God, they love looking after you when they're younger.
Yeah, they really feel
As they get older, they become whatever. But yeah, I would say that, number one. Number two, if you can, get some self-care. So whatever that looks like to you. For me, it's shopping, child. I don't care.
Retail therapy.
I'm a shop. Or I would ask friends to be like, "Can you just take him today? I can't. Mum, can you just, I can't.
I think that's a really big thing. People don't know how to ask for help.
Yeah.
And it's okay to help ask
You must.
for help. Yeah, you have to.
You must. Because otherwise you will crash out.
Yeah.
So I just be like, "Please, I can't. Like, just or friends. You know what we really don't rely on, and I know it's a different time now, but other parents who are single parents or other mums. I had a lady called Sunny, and me and her were both single mums, and she was an Asian lady. I love her to pieces. I saw her the other day actually. And she'd be like, are you okay? Do you want me to have Kai for a few hours? And vice versa. Let me have Raoul, you go out. That. Just community.
Yeah.
Community. And what else did I used to do? I'd like nice things. So I would be like, I'm going spa. And maybe it's my last £40. Or maybe I know that I can't have a certain thing the next week because money has to stretch. Because I had to think of money and I had to think of childcare. But I had my parents. So I was lucky. But I would say, please be human. Look after yourself, self-care, whatever that looks like. And community, you must ask for help.
Yeah.
You must. And if you have a partner, I'm talking about asking your partner for help.
Yeah. Not everybody, the partner needs to step in.
Now. And also, in their defense, they don't know what your limits are. Like, you have to teach them.
Yeah.
Babe, I can't do this today. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
even know.
can't.
Just not today.
It's so true. That happened to me the other day. I was just, because sometimes I can do that. Like I can, because I'm someone that I like people to use their initiative. Like it means so much to me. Do you know what I mean? So if someone anticipates that I need something,
But also
then
they're not mind readers.
exactly. But then it's such an unrealistic expectation to put on someone.
Yeah.
Because how the hell are they supposed to know? Do you know what I mean? So the other day, and this is what I've told you, I had an argument with Nick. This is what it was about. I was just not fuming the whole day, but he was off. So I just wanted him to use his initiative to be like, I'm going to do the routine today, because why wouldn't you? You're off.
You didn't
But
ask
at the
him.
same time, he works every single day. So in his head, he's like, I've got a day off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there was already a clash of like each other's
Who's
wants
off?
and- Who's off? Who's got the day off? Am I getting a full day off or am I getting the day off? Do you know what I mean? But I just thought that he was going to initiate doing the routine. So then he didn't. It was getting later and later. And I was like, oh, he hasn't initiated. I'm going to have to say something. So then in my mind, I'm like, do you know what? Nick is such a reasonable person. There's no reason for me to ever say anything in an Aggie way, because it's just gonna escalate.
Yeah.
So then I gathered myself to go and say, and I was like, do you know what? Don't even go and tell him to do the routine. Say it in a way that like we're both gonna do it. So I went over and I was like, so with the routine, do you want to do the bath and pajamas? No, do you want to feed her and then bath and pajamas, and then I do like the sleep bit? And in my head, I thought I was saying it in the most angelic way. Like I thought I was saying it. I was thinking there's no way, because it was so like premeditated in my mind how I was going to communicate it. I thought I was saying it in the nicest way. And then
Thought you ate.
And then he was just like, I know you're Aggie. He's like, I know you have like pumped yourself up to say that. He's like, don't think I don't know you. I know you so well.
He probably saw you all day.
Yeah, he was like,
I'm probably stomping around the house.
He was like, I know that you've been pacing around in that kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just trying to figure out how you're going to communicate. And I want you to know it did not land in the way you think that it landed. And I was like, I said it nice though. And he was like, you think I can't feel the ag in your delivery kind of thing? And then it just kind of escalated. And I was just like, look, I can't do the routine today. Like, I need you to do it. And he was like, I will do it. I've got no issues, but just know that I also need rest kind of thing. Like, so it was just like a whole like miscommunication thing. But yeah, I say all about to say, like, just, you've got to ask. And then the next day, like, kind of like spiraled into the next day. And then when we finally sat down and addressed it, I was just like, I'm just very overwhelmed.
There you go.
I was like, I'll be so for real. Because I realized that what we were arguing about was just kind of dumb. The crux of the issue was that I am just very tired right now.
Yeah.
So like, I know you work so hard and I work hard, but I work differently.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, my work is different to his work, is more taxing kind of thing. And I understand that. But yesterday, I just really needed help.
Yeah.
And I probably should have just said it in that way.
Yeah.
Or I should have just been vulnerable in the first place. And then it wouldn't have gotten to like, you know,
that point.
Stage that it got to. But it's hard.
It is hard because
it's hard either way.
Also, let's be honest, some of us don't want to admit that we're tired. It's just like, no, I'm fine. You're not.
Yeah.
And also, I think, especially if you're dating men, if you're in a heterosexual situation, men are just like, as someone who's got brothers, they don't work like we do.
Yeah, it's actually not.
I'll be able to see through your fibers that you're tired. They'll be like, we didn't say.
Yeah.
That's just who they are. They're fixers.
Yeah.
So you have to tell me it's broken.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's literally it. That's them in general.
That's the code.
So that's the code. So like, luckily, I mean, I don't know what your situation is with Ishi, but like, if you have a male person around, just be like, can you just do boy things with him, please?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Football was my dad, my brother, anyone but me. And then when I come, Kai be like, why are you here? I'll be like, he's offside. I'll be there with my tea, hot drink and fur coat. He's like, get out of here. I don't want you here. I think it's important to have separate times of things with your children.
Definitely.
Let Ishi have his thing with his people. Kai would have his things.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mum is texting Kai and they've got their own private jokes. I don't know what they're talking about. Let them build relationships with the people that are your village, no matter what that looks like, whether it's cousins or besties or whatever.
Yeah.
So that you're almost an accessory to said
All of
relationship.
that,
It can't just be you two.
Yeah.
It can't be. It's not
You
healthy.
mentioned something I want to, I can't, as soon as you said the word, I was like, how have we not spoken about this? And Nadia is here and we're going to wrap up soon.
Yeah.
But we haven't spoken about dating.
Oh my God. We needed an hour.
Haven't spoken about
20 minutes or something. Okay. Whew.
Ain't spoken
That's
about
a really good
dating.
point.
Yeah, we
Okay,
ain't
get the
spoken
questions
about
out.
dating.
My God. Okay.
How was dating?
Crazy.
No, just get some.
How was dating?
Girl, you gotta have them men. You gotta have them. All right. So I won't lie. I remember having and I saw men because I had Kai at 20.
Yeah.
I my first date was when Kai was 3 months old.
Yeah. Hello.
I was seeing my ex. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Not his dad, my ex.
Yeah.
We had a great time. And then after that, I've been seeing guys all his life, really, but he's not been seeing them.
Yeah, of course.
Because
yeah.
there's nothing to see.
Yeah.
But my child is very smart. And I remember one time I had a guy round. I did the school run. But of course, I've locked the door. And I'm sure he's thinking, what are you doing?
Yeah, because this door ain't never shut.
And he couldn't have been older than 6.
Yeah.
And he might even remember this story. And I remember I took him to school. When I came back home, he burst into my bedroom.
No, do you remember the other time where he took someone? Oh God. No, one time he texted one of Nadia's links.
Like, who are you?
Guys, he texted Donch DJ.
Oh
He texted
my
Donch,
God.
my DJ friend.
Oh yeah, it was
Talk about why you messaging my mom.
I remember that.
We gotta get Kyle.
No.
Kyle, you gotta come in and tell us the story.
That is so
Because
funny.
I think I was trying to remember what happened. Donch was DMing me something, or he was talking about me really like pleasant in a nice way.
Kyle's like, what the hell is going on?
Kai took his phone and he couldn't have been older than 13.
Yeah, he was young.
And he was like, you're talking about my mum. And Donch was like, son, I promise you it's not that. Like, I wonder how many men he even did that to.
Yeah.
That's just he told me.
Yeah.
But I mean,
As you're sneaking men out, Kyle's probably in the hallway.
like this, like I can see you. It's important to not be a nun. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mum is cute. I'm gonna get these boys,
Hello.
okay, or girls, or whatever it is you date. And I did date, and my mum and dad knew. Well, my mum more so. My dad, I'd just be like, "Can you look after Kai? I'm going about my business." But no one was serious, to be honest with you. So I'd been seeing guys for like over a year, and they were like, "I want to meet Kai, whatever." I'm like, not sure. I think my discernment since his dad has been off the Richter. Like I know a flag. If I see a hint of even yellow, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I can't come and be embarrassed in front of my good stead you. So yeah, I did my little like. I think there was one guy I let him meet. I don't want to say his name just in case he doesn't want to be public like that. But there was one guy and he didn't have a regular job. To say the least, but he had a nice car. And I remember my brother and
Always
Kai
got nice cars.
always got nice cars. And he was like, I want to take you and Kai out. It was Kai's birthday. And I remember my brother couldn't have been older than 15. And he was like, what does he do? Like, some stuff. So then we went. So I let him treat us, but that wasn't a long relationship. But yeah, I defo dated. Everyone knew I had a kid. There was no hiding kids, none of that business.
Yeah.
But you know, they go to bed.
Yeah.
Mama gotta have a life.
And bedtime was brilliant. And then one day there's no bedtime. And it looks different. I remember I was like, oh, you're 17? So you don't go to bed anymore?
No, you can't you can't be like, right,
Just
9
comes in
o'clock
and
you'll be
out.
sleeping.
Even
You
got a
come in
key.
at 10:30.
Even got a key. He comes in
Exactly.
as and when he wants. So I'm at the moment, I'm not dating anyone, but I have, and I always like, if I'm talking to a guy, I won't hide it from him, but I'm not telling him
Yeah.
unless I have to, unless I want you to meet the man.
Yeah.
So I think it was it was hard because he's so, and my brother's testosterone is like seething. Because as far as my brothers are concerned, that man got you pregnant and left you with a kid. We don't want an ex-man here doing that.
Yeah.
So I give it to them. And same as Kai, he's going to have that in him as well.
Yeah.
So I would say don't let these boys meet any old man.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you think it's a good relationship, this is a good guy, whatever, I'm not going to be mad at you for introducing the men. It's just that I never did because I just had too many brothers.
I think you use the right word, discernment.
Yeah.
And how you introduce them. Is your child seeing him in the bedroom?
Exactly.
Or is he seeing you because you've all gone out to eat?
Exactly.
Like, we just were outside and do you get what I mean? Or is it daytime in the house and there's a few people around? Or he's come to visit. But like,
let the man be your friend.
Yeah.
As far as your child's
it's
concerned.
mummy's friend. Get me a hair daytime.
And do it that way. Like, and I think I was very vigilant, maybe to I won't say to my detriment because they didn't stick around. So I would say I could have been a bit more lenient and been a bit more like, oh, this is mummy's friend, but I just didn't want to.
Yeah, no.
I wanted it private. It didn't feel right.
Exactly.
I also knew pretty early on that I didn't want to integrate a family. I knew that I didn't want to be someone's wife and have more children and be in home. I just knew.
Okay.
I knew. I was like, this isn't for me. It's not my bag. My mum did the complete opposite. I'm from what's it called?
Blended.
I was going to say nuclear. Yeah. I'm from a blended family. So I saw it and I was like, that's great for y'all, but I'm not trying to be no one's stepmom.
Okay.
I just knew.
Okay.
So whether I was seeing someone, it would always be like, well, you'll be my boyfriend. And if you're still here after 3 years, then I'll introduce you to everyone.
Yeah.
So what happens is if I'm dating someone, I will tell my mum, my sister, just the girls, so that for safety measures, like, you know who I'm out with.
I'm with. Yeah, exactly.
And then other than that, I ain't got nothing to say unless he's coming home.
Yeah.
And they're not. And sometimes they want to, and it's really cute. And men are so obsessed with the fact that I have a you, and it's, oh yeah, you could be my baby mama. And I'm like, I don't want to have any more. And they're like, oh. And I'm just breaking hearts every day.
Yeah.
Or just lying and saying I will, but really I won't. Like, sorry, that's my toxic trait.
They do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, dating has been fun to hide.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I have
especially with a son.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's got a pep in my step. He ain't got a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, mama got that work last night. Like I was lucky. He'd gone away to his whoever's auntie's uncle's house, and I'm having the time of my life. Like we were still raving and outside. I had plenty of men. When my friends were talking about the guys at Essie, and I had a guy I was seeing.
Yeah, of course.
There was always someone.
Yeah.
It's just weird now because the men are getting younger. And I'm like, guys, my son is 20 next year. We are.
But the younger guys are.
Listen.
I've always said it.
Woo! I think we need a whole episode for that. But
because I don't know what books they're reading. I don't know where they came from. But good Lord, leave me be.
Yeah, but they're doing their thing. And when I say younger, guys, I'm not like
we're not talking
obviously.
Under 25.
Yeah, we're not.
No,
we're not even going to under 30s.
No, actually, because the age that we're at.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about there's like a 5-year barrier here.
But
they are.
But yeah, I think it depends on what child you've got. Because like I've got friends who have got kids that are very much like, Mum, I want siblings and I want more whatevers. And I was like that as a kid. So like when my mum started dating my stepdad, I remember her telling me, and I was like, he's a nice guy. Like go out. So some kids are like that. My child.
Yeah, Kai's never been on having a sibling.
No.
Never.
No.
I don't want any siblings. So of course he don't want a man.
Good.
Yeah,
I think he knew from early.
Yeah.
I feel like he chose me.
To be fair, Ishmael's been asking for a dog.
Oh, that's cute.
Close enough. But don't get one because I can never come over.
Dog. Audrey and I
You'll be fine.
Exactly. And I bet you any money if I got a dog, and I will love the dog.
She loves dogs.
And exactly, there you go.
And I don't want her to
You're
be
getting
like
there.
me. So I'm getting there.
Ishmael
by force.
really, really wants a dog. But I used to say before, like, I'm one and done. I don't want any more kids, whatever. But recently I've been like, maybe I know.
Hey, look, don't write yourself off of a beautiful family unit. Like, for example, like I never had because my cousins are married and they're having children. I didn't have we're having a baby and we're naming a kid together.
That's the thing. And because I've always wanted to be a mum, I've always envisioned like me, my husband, my kids.
Yeah, that can.
So that I really want, I don't know if I still want it though. I don't know if I've been like hurt. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be scorned.
If that's what
I don't know if I've been hurt to the point I'm like, that's just, it's unrealistic.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not unrealistic. I think it just looks differently now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I think I'll just be a lot more. What worries me is that before I was so, not naive.
Open.
I was so vulnerable. Like I was so open and vulnerable, and I loved that version of me. But now,
Disney princesses disappeared.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I feel like that the guy who who I do that with is going to miss so much of that person because I'm no longer that person.
Let me tell you
but he'll bring
something.
it out of you though.
I will say, right, the last guy I dated, because I was like, am I gay? I was like, wonder what's going on with me. Like, do I like men still? They're all getting on my nerves. The last guy I saw is like the Disney princess came back.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, let's have babies.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, she's still here.
Yeah.
Lover girl is back, guys,
Yeah.
guys. Like, she knows.
Yeah.
I can't even talk. I can't incriminate myself and tell you what I did. But I was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
The right guy.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have said this maybe a year ago. I'd been like, yeah, I'm past
Yeah.
it now. I'm old or whatever. But I'm telling you, the right guy, he will just be like, come here.
Okay.
It's still there. Like, they're still loving on you like it's 1990 out there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's still there. And I promise you, I didn't believe that until 6 months ago.
Yeah. I can vouch. It's just
Yeah.
buried.
It's just when you're open, you just need a minute. The lover girl needs a minute. I took a long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
I said, fuck these niggas.
Mm.
They're gonna scare me. I'm gonna bite someone's head off. I'm gonna murder someone's son if they come and hurt me. Like, I've got one more heartbreak in me left. Then eventually, and it took a while, I'm talking years, because all the men I was seeing. I wasn't allowing them to get too close. It was almost like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
But like I said, the last two guys, I think, I'm like, oh, I'm healed.
Wake her up.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Mm.
Lover girl is back, guys. She is taking bookings. It will happen.
Well,
Please
I'm
don't.
hopeful.
Don't
Now that you've said
deny
it.
yourself
Yeah.
that. Because it's just because I don't want a sit down family, but I still want the lover man.
Yeah.
We just might be in the tree or in a jungle somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Swinging, I'll be Jane and he's
Swinging.
Tarzan. It might just look different. Like
Yeah.
Audrey said, it will just look
Yeah.
different. But I cannot, for the life of me, understand why you cannot be with a man, your kids, having more children, running off into the sunset. Absolutely. You deserve it. Remember I told you earlier, it's not you.
Yeah.
And
Not
that's
you.
where we're gonna
Gonna leave it
Perfect
there.
note to end. Nadia, you're
Love you
amazing.
guys.
Love you.
I could have talked
So,
for
I
hours.
know.
Family. We
this
could have
is
spoken
so
I'll
for
come
so
back.
much longer, but we have to do a part 2 because
Yeah.
we've got all of the gems.
And get questions from people. And then
100%.
I'm sure there's something I didn't answer.
You've
Sorry.
been a mum for 20 years nearly.
Yeah.
Like, you've got all of the gems. So yeah.
Final boss mum.
Exactly. We love you. We're so
Love
grateful.
you
Thank
guys.
you so
I'm
much.
awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks
And
for having me.
obviously, we're here, Raising Me in Mind, the podcast. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, get involved.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get those views up so
Yeah,
that we
man.
can continue to create.
We need this safe
podcast.
space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We need this.
We
So,
need it.
And make sure you get your brunch tickets.
oh yes,
Yes.
brunch tickets.
7th of December. Make sure you get your
Exactly.
brunch tickets. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been lovely. I'm Aisha.
Audrey.
And
Oh, love you guys. It's so nice.